Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome to our ISKCON official YouTube channel. Today I am going to discuss Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto, 6th chapter, text 41 onwards. So these 41 to 44, these 4 verses describe Nanda Maharaj's response and Phalashruti. So you have heard about this Putana Mukhya. So what you will get in return, that will describe here. In verse 41 it is said that Kata Dhumasya Saurabhyam Avagrahya Brajokasah Kimidam Kuta Eveti Badanto Brajamayat Ayehu. As I have discussed, this Nanda Maharaj went to Mathura to give tax, and Vasudeva advised him to go back without delay. So while coming back, he saw these things. So in its translation is like this: upon smelling the fragrance of the smoke emanating from Putana's burning body, many inhabitants of Brajabhumi in distant places were astonished. Where is this fragrance coming from? This fragrance, not ugly scent, just. And thus they went to the spot where Putana's body was being burned. So in the purport, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Saratpada Sintika says that after settling the philosophical issues, Shukadev returns to the topic at hand. Previously we have discussed some points that we have not mentioned, of course, because Vasudeva had secretly kept his one son in the Nanda Maharaj's place. And Vasudeva was thinking whether Nanda Maharaj knew it or not, like that. So he discussed with Nanda Maharaj, and he found out that actually Nanda Maharaj didn't know that actually this is my son. Well, that this is I have kept my son there. Nobody knew this. This is the arrangement of the Lord. So Kata means burning the dead body. Kuta kimidam, where does this smell come from? Is this Saguru incense coming down from Indrapuri through the earth and trying to enter Sutala? Or is it ascending from bodies abode on Sutala through the earth and up to Swarga? Or is it coming from Kubera's city in the north or from Varuna's city in the west? So in this way, the cowherd men entertained many questions. Shivaji Goswami in Kama Sandarbha says that inhabitants who had gone elsewhere before the occurrence of these events spoke in this way. They now return, having heard from those that had already come. Shivaji Goswami in Laghu Vaishnava Dosani says, Kuta means a crematorium according to Kiroswami. Inhabitants who had gone elsewhere before these events spoke in this way. Sanatana Goswami in Growth Vaishnava Dosani says, Kata means a crematorium. Brajokasa refers to Nanda and others. Nanda Maharaj and others with him were coming from Mathura to Vrindavan, that is Gokula. So in the next verse it is said, verse 42, Te tatra varnitam gopehi Putana gamanadikam srutva tan nidhanam swasti siso chasam subhismidaha. That means when the inhabitants of Braja who had come from distant places heard the whole story of how Putana had come and then been killed by Krishna, they were certainly astonished, and they offered their blessings to the child for his wonderful deed of killing Putana. Nanda Maharaj, of course, was very much obliged to Vasudeva, who had foreseen the incident, and simply thanked him, thinking how wonderful Vasudeva was. So in the purport, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says in Saratpada Sintika that the returning cowherd men were very astonished, Vasudeva had spoken correctly. In discussing amongst themselves, they said, who else but Narayana could protect the baby? So Shivaji Goswami in the Vaishnava Darshan says, when Nanda and others returning heard in Braja the details told by the protectors of Gokula about Putana's coming, her death, as well as giving her breast and her city cries of pain, and as well the blessings given to a child, they were amazed. This increased their parental affection. So in verse 43 it said that Nanda Swaputram Adaya Pratyagatam Udaradhi Murdhni Upagrahya Paramam Modam Leve Kurudvaha. O Maharaj Parikshit, best of the Kurus, Nanda Maharaj was very liberal and simple. He immediately took his son Krishna on his lap as if Krishna had returned from death, and by formally smelling his son said, Nanda Maharaj undoubtedly enjoyed transcendental bliss. Anandagana is Ananda, and he is also Nanda. Nanda ki Ananda bhayo. So, Sripad Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in Saraswati Darshan Tika says, returning from his visit, Pratyagataha to Mathura, Nanda began to lament, so much misfortune has occurred in my absence. Why did I go to Mathura? Udaradhi means indicates that Nanda began to criticize everyone's intelligence. How could the doorkeepers not prevent anyone from entering the house? And Jiva Goswami in Laghu Vaishnava Darshan says, the excellence of the Nanda is described. When his agitation ceased, he became filled with joy, which is indicated by his name. Because of that joy, his mind became filled with an ocean of good qualities, including compassion. And thus he took his son on his lap, coming from a distant place. Pratyagataha is an alternative version of Pratyagatam, the son who had returned from death. He smelled his head. He lamented, because I went far away, such calamities have occurred. O best of the Kurus, this indicates what was explained previously in Srimad Bhagavatam 7, Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto 5th chapter text 19. Just as Yudhishthira protected you, Nanda desired to protect his son. From this time, Krishna got the name Adhokshaja, Harivansa, it is said, Adhokshaja. That means an angry Rakshasi entering the cart was killed at Krishna as Krishna slept beneath the cart's axle. Fires Putana with great strength and used body, dressing herself auspiciously, gave her a poisonous breast to Krishna. Seeing that she was killed, the coward said, he has been born again. Therefore, he was called Adhokshaja. Beneath the axe means Adhoksha, and born again Ja, Adhokshaja. This way his name was given. That is, there will be, we will describe it in 8th chapter. That is naming of the Lord's Krishna, Namakarana. Sripad Sanatana Goswami in Brihad Vaishnava Darshan says, with such astonishment, Nanda was very blissful. He attained the highest bliss because he put his son on his lap. In spite of Vasudeva's statements, Nanda never doubted that Krishna was his son, Swaputram. He didn't think that Krishna had great power on seeing Putana fall. Rather, his affection increased. Moreover, he was very magnanimous, Udaradhi. Though astonished, he was not disturbed. Rather, his heart developed more affection for Krishna. And that is the nature of affection. These causes of bliss are in order of increasing excellence. O best of the Kurus, Yudhishthira attained similar bliss by seeing you a great devotee. the seed of the Kuru dynasty, or Shukadev calls out in bliss and sing the good fortune of Nanda. In this way, we'll be describing this further. So thank you very much for listening to this lecture, and please don't forget to subscribe, share, like our channel, and get the lessons. Hare Krishna.